kryptonite for the dollar is gaining strength. That's probably how it went. A multipolar currency world has arrived. Well, that's not entirely true yet. All right, since I can't come up with anything of my own yet, let's start like this. Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Zuckerberg, and this is the UnMusking Show. This year, I've lost a lot of money and hardly earned anything. And what does a person do who doesn't know how to earn? Right, they become an economic pundit. So today, we're talking about finances, more specifically about the main trend in the world of finance this year. We're talking about cryptocurrency. So what's got everyone talking? The thumbs up from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission for Bitcoin-backed exchange-traded funds. Yeah, it sounds like a snooze even for geeks, but just look at what's happened over the last 4 months. On January 11th, 2024, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has approved 11 spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds. And here's how its value has grown since then. Sure, it had its ups and downs, but experts are talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars by the end of the year and $1 million within the next 5 years. Other cryptocurrencies are also rising in hopes of similar approvals. Could it be that the pimply youths with unwashed hair were right and cryptocurrency is the future? Let's dig in. By entering the stock exchanges, Bitcoin can now become part of pension and insurance funds, and this increases demand for it, driving up the price of Bitcoin, and consequently, the popularity of its exchange-traded funds grows. It's a full circle. Yeah, besides, charismatic billionaires sometimes use comedy shows to tell us that Bitcoin is going to skyrocket. And don't forget, this year Bitcoin is undergoing another halving. It's about the creation of new Bitcoins. It's like sex for the average American over 40, happening once every 4 years. With each subsequent stage, the number of Bitcoins rewarded for mining is halved to increase demand and drive up the price. And it works. After each halving, the price of Bitcoin rises. In other words, Bitcoin, like Tucker Carlson after a trip to Moscow, is finally once again interesting.
Elon, there's something fishy about this approval. The US government has been trying to block cryptocurrencies for years. Remember the infamous hearings about the Libra cryptocurrency when Zuckerberg was grilled for 6 hours in the Senate?
How could I forget something like that? I watch it at least once a week.
They also banned the Gram and Ton cryptocurrencies launched by Pavel Durov, the creator of Telegram. And they sued the owner of Binance, accusing the cryptocurrency owners of violating sanctions against Russia. In short, if cryptocurrency owners were a state, the US would have already accused them of harboring chemical weapons and sent troops there. And then suddenly, an approval for stock trading comes along.
Well, actually, funds have been trying to get cryptocurrencies onto exchanges since 2013, and finally won a lawsuit at the end of 2023.
Oh, Elon, come on.
I'll admit the approach has indeed changed. Perhaps abandoning hope to defeat the cryptocurrency movement, the US decided to lead it instead, aiming to become the primary player in this market. This market doubled over the last year alone. Over 80 countries are issuing CBDC, digital currency controlled by the central bank. Not to mention stablecoins, tokens, and other fancy worlds Joe Biden can't remember. Crypto is only beginning its evolutionary journey to variety, and major countries are planning on becoming predators, not prey, in this brave new digital world. Digital yuan, digital ruble, the BRICS digital currency project. It feels like the multipolar cryptocurrency world might arrive even faster than multipolar politics.
Or are we in for another wave of lucky teenage billionaires?
Well, it's not all sunshine and rainbows in this world of strange names and cryptic algorithms. As they say, you can find some rust even on a Cybertruck if you really look for it. What do you think, Tucker? Will the US government allow a situation where it can't control financial flows, monitor money transfers, and use money as a political weapon?
No.
Don't you want somebody that...
I know, that was a rhetorical question. The United States government can, at any moment, ban, restrict, or worst case scenario, buy up all the available Bitcoins while they're still purchasable with money that can be printed. And that's not the only danger cryptocurrencies are facing. The main drawback of cryptocurrency is its volatility. Sharp fluctuations in value make it unsuitable as a means of payment. Even if some hackers want ransom paid in Bitcoins, the amount will be denominated in dollar equivalents due to its fluctuating value. In general, cryptocurrency today is called a currency, but in fact, it's an investment tool. Like AirPods, they're called headphones, but in reality, it's just a way to send $150 down the toilet. But back to crypto. Nobody's going to pay for ice cream with a coin that could double in value tomorrow. So, for everyday transactions and pricing, traditional currencies and their digital counterparts will continue to be used.
But at least cryptocurrencies are immune to the crazy printing press that the central bank can switch on at any moment. And as a result, they're protected from inflation.
Yes, Bitcoin has a finite supply, 21 million coins. Other currencies also have inflation limiters. But in times of major crises and upheavals, guess which assets investors will dump first?
Cryptocurrency.
That was another rhetorical question. Plus, blockchain, which ensures transparency and security for cryptocurrencies through decentralization, also has its downsides. First, scalability. The more participants in the blockchain, the slower are the transaction speeds. Second, energy consumption. Mining one Bitcoin requires 1,449 kilowatt hours of energy. That's as much as the average American household consumes in 13 years. The total annual energy consumption for Bitcoin creation is comparable to that of Argentina. But that means cryptocurrencies will soon become the target of the conscience of the Western world, radical environmentalists. In addition, absolute transparency creates zero privacy, and the security of blockchain is just a matter of time and effort spent on breaking it. Tucker, does the term 51% attack ring a bell?
Is that the name of your next child?
No, it's one of the ways to hack a blockchain already successfully exploited. There's also the Eclipse attack, Vector 76 attack, Sybil attack, quite a few exploits for an algorithm that's officially supposed to be impenetrable.
No.
And that's just now. With the advent of quantum computers and other new technologies, blockchain and cryptocurrencies could become as hackable as the CIA website in Hollywood action movies. And now, my favorite part of the show, called Let's Imagine What's Next. Actually, it's not that complicated. Cryptocurrencies may eventually even replace traditional ones, but then they will themselves be divided into stable ones, with stable values suitable for pricing and transactions, and risky or growing ones, which will remain investment and trading tools. We can look at the phenomenon of crypto and the way its echo is capable of changing our lives. For example, cryptocurrencies have shown that society has a demand for alternative payment and savings methods, independent of central banks and governments. This means that new types of currencies or financial instruments will emerge, based not on the printing press and government guarantees. For example, currency based on rare metals like californium. This metal is not found in nature and is artificially synthesized only in 2 laboratories in Russia and the USA. Less than 10 milligrams are produced annually. With a gram costing $27 million, why not use it as the basis for a new currency? Californium is clearly not going to get cheaper. Its tiny production volume won't affect the price, and demand will grow. It's like Bitcoin, which, according to the algorithm, will be released onto the market in increasingly smaller portions until 2140, a sort of financial homeopathy against inflation. There's another trend that crypto has opened our eyes to. Essentially, cryptocurrencies are private money. The traditional state always has a monopoly on a few things: violence, lawmaking, and issuing its money. In the past, education, medicine, and security were still on the list. But private clinics, schools, and security agencies have made these spheres quite competitive. Now, thanks to the digital revolution, it's the time for private money. One can fantasize and imagine what else could become private in the near future. And in the real world, this is difficult, but in the digital world, it's quite possible. For example, a person who spends 12 hours a day on social media and only 2 hours outside, is he truly a citizen of his social network or his country? Today, this seems absurd, but soon we might very well see private laws, private cities, countries, and even new private personalities introduced by social networks or virtual worlds. Who knows, some rural teacher from France might simultaneously be the mayor of a digital city called Necromanticus in one of the virtual realities. This might actually happen not only online, there are real-life examples of private cities on Earth. I don't know what future awaits such non-traditional cities, but I hope it's better than that of a perfectly traditional Detroit. Oh, and cryptocurrency has also given the world a tool for data creation and storage, namely blockchain, which can be used for things far beyond cryptocurrencies. Just imagine a total blockchain to which everyone is connected. All their actions and conversations are recorded and stored in the system in a decentralized manner. And based on this, a person is assigned a rating. Let's say you did 1,000 good deeds and earned 1 Musk coin. I apologize for this vanity, but it's frustrating that they named a cryptocurrency after Tucker, but not after me. By the way, Tucker, would you like to live in a world where you can earn money for your good deeds?
But who decides whether it's a good deed or a bad one? Are they supporting Trump or for Biden?
The algorithm makes the decision.
I get that it's the algorithm, but the people behind it, who are they rooting for?
I'm telling you, Tucker, you've been in Russia for far too long. So, what's the conclusion? The once familiar world is changing. The unipolar world is fading away, and it's unclear what will replace it. Money, as a universal measure, is the first to react to this, creating alternatives to familiar systems, new states, and classes. The USA, considering itself the only superpower for almost 30 years, is trying to maintain its monopoly of leadership, using the dollar as one of the means to do so. In order to evade sanctions, other countries are using their own currencies, or cryptocurrencies. The USA is trying to control crypto, but doesn't know how yet. At this very moment, politicians in Beijing, London, Moscow, Delhi, Tokyo, and Cairo are sitting and thinking about how to inject crypto into their economies following the